I just want to change your perspective about heel. So if you're coming into it thinking, can I ask how old you are?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you're 24. You're the same age as my son. So if you at 24, one of the biggest problems I had with my son was when he was in school, they were taught to test well, meaning everything was let's study for a test. Let's study for, like, the school would get funding based on how they did academically. So everything was geared on how to memorize shit and then test well. Is that something that's been your experience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you that that's garbage because it doesn't give you any skills to work out the problem, to do the math yourself and go, wait a minute, like, you don't question things, or at least he didn't. You memorize them. So when young people are looking for a technique, Chris, what technique is it? What technique is it? I find that that's comes from the way society is today, which is what's the answer? What's the method? What's the
Answers to the test.
yeah, what's the answers to the test? Well, the problem is the dog, every time you work with the dog, like you said with your dog, and they told you to, like, walk into the dog, you just gave the dog the answer to the test you didn't want to give the dog.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because you got something you didn't want now.
Yep.
So the answer you gave the dog was, I'll try this. And you went like that. And the dog went, nah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, you gave the answer that you were told to give, and the math was incorrect. It did not come out the way you wanted it to. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you are formulaic, when you approach things, everybody, how you do anything is how you do everything. It's very, very difficult to get people to understand something by seeing it work. And then when you have a being like a dog who's always trying to undo what you're trying to do because they're opportunists, they don't want to do it. They want to do what they want to cut to the shortcut. They want to cut out the middleman. They want to get from here to here. And if you're asking them to do all this, they will go around it because it's easier for them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're trying to do is erase in your head the way you learn and start to look at the dog and see how the dog sees it. And if you see how the dog sees it, it's going to come a lot easier. That's the hard part, though.
Yeah.
That's a hard rock to get rolling, to change your perspective. But once you get it to the top of the hill, it'll roll right down itself for everything. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not. All right. So I want to show you this video I was working on this morning. It was from a couple years ago with my Malinois, and it's exactly what you're talking about. Okay. And it's just clips. It's not the whole video. I'll put the whole video on Patreon. Do you have the video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're just going to punch this up. So this is going to be a little abstract for a minute. Okay. Are you with me?
Yep.
Okay, because I'm looking here, and the monitor's over there with April, so I'll do this a lot, just to let you know.
Okay.
A lot of times, with a dog this smart and this fast, they pick up patterns long before I'll pick them up. So you really got to make yourself aware of what the patterns are. So I just walk her out here in the morning, and we take a break. I always break the dog before I work the dog.
Always let the dog go to the bathroom before you work the
Don't
dog.
forgetting that, always. So now another pattern today, just happened today. She's coming back to heel, and then she's coming in here because she wants to work. So if you look at that eagerness. Okay, so what happened was I would walk out of that kennel door, and I would tell her to heel or sit her down, and she'd do it. Boom, boom, boom. She'd look at me, and then I'd go, all right, hurry up. She would go to the bathroom, and then I taught her that when she's done, come back to heel. The minute you're done going to the bathroom, come back to heel. Okay. So that was great. That was working great for a couple weeks until I started to do sessions with food. Now she's like, wait a minute, there's going to be food. So she's not coming to heel anymore. She's going to the gate. So she's trying to cut the corner. She's telling me, I want that food. Listen, monkey boy, this is all wonderful. This little bullshit you're pulling over here. But I would seriously like some of that tasty, tasty ground meat. Okay. So when you see that, now you understand that the dog is telling you, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. It's like my daughter. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Right.
But you can't jump that step because that's exactly where you need to not let the dog expand on that theory and teach the dog over the long term. You aren't getting anything without giving to me first. You're not getting anything without giving to me. So the hardest thing for people to understand about that is that that's why dogs work. Because people would say, oh, it's man's best friend. And you'd have like a hunting dog, or you'd have a herding dog, or you'd have a guardian dog. The guardian dogs don't have to do anything. Just kill anyone else that's not in my family. I'm talking about hundreds, thousands of years ago.
Right.
Right. But the herding dog will want to cut the corners, which is I'm going to kill the sheep and eat them. No, we do not cut corners. I'll let you do all the way up to doing it, but you can nip them, but you can't kill them and eat them. The hunting dog couldn't just go out and go, woohoo, and just fucking grab shit. Once they do that, they want to cut out the middleman. So wherever you see the dog saying to you, and I think you're already describing it in heel, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to get to the end. And you allow that, right? You're teaching the dog that you're a pushover. You're teaching the dog that there's a little hole in your training, and then the dog will expand that hole. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.